For this example, we will calculate the area and perimeter of a right triangle. So just like any other program, we're going to subdivide, or I'm going to write comments to break down the various sections we're going to need in a simple program. Notice I already have input math because I am going to use the math module for figuring out the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Okay, that's going to be an important ingredient in solving this problem. So here I'm going to handle the inputs, which means if it's a right triangle, I need to know what side 1 is, side 2 is, and maybe process for side 3, right? So we can process to obtain results. We'll do that here, okay? Let me leave a space between the pound sign and that, okay? And then we're going to output, so we're going to do output the results. Okay, so this has been pretty much the pattern in which we solve simple problems. So let's go ahead and handle the input. So we're going to need the user to input a value for side 1 of the triangle, side 2. However, side 3 will be the hypotenuse. We're going to deduce that since this is a right triangle. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem or simply use the hypotenuse method or function that is already within the math module. So first, let's go ahead and find side 1. And that will be float input. And we're going to ask the user to enter that. Enter a value for side 1, right? So side 1 here, right? So we're going to, and then we're going to ask for side 2 equals, and then again float, we're typecasting to a float, input, enter a value for side 2. Now that's pretty much what we need for a right triangle. We need to know what are the other two sides. And the third side, which is the hypotenuse, which is the longest element, we can calculate it, we can process it here. So we're going to call it side 3. And that's going to be equal to, this is very important, we're going to use the math method, mat.hypot, or hypotenuse, and we're going to enter in it as arguments side 1 and side 2. In other words, what it's doing, it's squaring side 1, adding it to the square of side 2, and square rooting all that. So Pythagorean theorem, right? So that would be side 3. Once I have that, then the perimeter will be equal to the sum of all these sides, right? So perimeter equals side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. How about the area? Well, you know, what is a right triangle? It's half of a rectangle. So area equals side 1 times side 2 times 0.5, or 1/2 of what a rectangle would have been. Excellent. So now let's go ahead and display our results. So print. Okay. And we could actually display each side. Side 1 equals, and that would be side 1. And then side 2. We could do a /t here to space it out with a tab, for example, if you want to. This would be side 2. Let me just format it here. So you just have to be a little patient when you're formatting. Okay, side 2. And then side 3, we're going to do the same thing. and that would be side 3 here as a variable. Next, we're going to print area equals, and let's put area next to it, and next perimeter, print now the order in which you're going to print the area or the perimeter is up to you. That all depends on the program or the requirements of the actual problem itself, and that would be the perimeter right here. All right, well, let's run this program. Let's see how it behaves. So we're going to run it here. It's going to ask for enter a value for side 1. Say we have a 3.4, and enter a value for side 2. So let's say we have a 3.4. So okay, so if you had to project that as a rectangle, it would be a square, right? But half of it, right? So here you go. So that will give us a 4.8 for side 3. Notice I didn't do anything in terms of rounding up. I'm leaving that to you to redo this program. But this time I want you to round up all of these results to 1 decimal point. Notice my inputs are at 1 decimal point, so keep your precision to that level. But notice here I get the area, right? And I will get the perimeter, which is the sum of these numbers here. Okay, so keep that in mind as you work through this program. Okay, I will see you for the next problem.